organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, find out why the Iowa City Police Department is receiving backlash for how they handled a house party.
And find out how one senator is making his voice heard about minimum wage.
And in sports, 3 years of hard work lands one Iowa Hoopster scholarship.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Michelle Nago.
And I'm Hannah Thompson.
Tonight, we bring you video of Iowa City Police busting a house party that has now gone viral. Police are now investigating what they say was a disorderly house at 40 South Johnson Street, apartment number 1.
This video shows police aggressively entering the residence, telling people to leave. At one point, an officer is shown unholstering his weapon, and another attempts to push away the person, capturing the events unfolding.
Police later identified and charged Daniel Tatke with disorderly house, and 2 others ended up arrested for public intoxication and interfering with police. Daily Iowan TV reached out to Iowa City Police for a statement, but they have yet to respond. And just today, Iowa State University released record enrollment numbers for this year. 34,732 students are enrolled at ISU. That's a 4.5% increase from last fall's record number enrollment of 33,241 students. Here at the University of Iowa, the enrollment increased just slightly with 300 more students this year.
Right now in Washington, D.C., President Obama is addressing the country on the growing terror threat from the jihadist group ISIS. The president's expected to lay out a plan to destroy the group, including expanding airstrikes on ISIS locations in Iraq.
In Iowa, campaign season's in full swing. State Senator Jack Hatch visited the university and our Daily Iowan newsroom to talk about college education costs and student loan debt. Hatch spoke about his Open Doors program, which he says would give students the option to take classes at any Iowa college university for equal amount of credits. Hatch's program also includes a low-interest student loan process in response to Governor Terry Branstad's initiative on higher education. Hatch had this to say.
College debt plan that Governor Branstad is proposing is unrealistic and unworkable, and it's nothing more than a campaign promises to the families and college students struggling with some of the highest average college debt in the nation.
And opposing candidate Governor Branstad will be visiting the University of Iowa tomorrow for a campaign stop. The governor will be speaking to students at 2 p.m. in the North Room of the Iowa Memorial Union. And to Tuesday at ISU, Branstad announced a new proposal that includes a fixed $10,000 price on popular majors for in-state students at all 3 Regent universities.
Around the country, there's plenty of support and disapproval for raising national and state minimum wages. But here in Iowa, one state senator finds Iowa minimum wage too low. Our own Megan Sanchez met with the senator to find out what he did to prove this point.
Minimum wage in the state of Iowa is $7.25, and it has been since 2007. Iowa Senator Joe Bolcom says the state is way past due for another raise.
It's time to do it again. That's been 7 years ago now.
So to prove his point, he's taken on a challenge to live off of minimum wage for a week. And so far he's realized that $7.25 an hour just isn't enough.
We're not talking just teenagers making a minimum wage here. We're talking about people that go to work every day to support their families on what is essentially a wage that you can't live on.
He found that eating healthy on a budget was challenging. A good way to save money when shopping on a budget is to shop for canned goods. These last a lot longer and can save you some serious cash. For students making minimum wage, there's not much room for savings.
If I had started out at 16 making $10 an hour, I definitely would have had more saved up for college.
Luckily for Senator Bolcom, he only has to do this a little while longer. But for single parents or low-income families, $77 a week for groceries and gas is always reality. Reporting in Iowa City, this is Megan Sanchez, Daily Iowan TV.
Stay with us. Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, see how a downtown Iowa City restaurant is staying alive after 40 years.
And how University of Iowa police are gearing up for the Cy-Hawk football game this weekend.
Well, Michelle, it looks like the rain won't give us a break for the next couple days.
I know. Well, our own Abby Meyer is standing by with the weather. Abby, how's the weather shaping up?
It looks like sweatshirt weather for the next few days. If you have early mornings this week, be sure to grab your jacket as the fall weather begins to roll in. Tomorrow morning, be sure to wear something warm on your way to class because temperatures will start at a low of 47 degrees. The clouds should clear up by noon and temperatures will hit a high of 54 degrees. Winds will stay breezy but gradually lighten up throughout the day. If you plan on watching some high school football on Friday, be sure to grab a raincoat and warm clothes because another round of storms will be in store for Friday night. But the rain won't stick around too long and should clear up by Iowa's rivalry game on Saturday. You may want to break out the Hawkeye jacket a little early for the Iowa rivalry game on Saturday, but should be a bright and sunny day to cheer on the Hawkeyes. As the weekend continues to the end and beginning of the week, it looks like we have a small chance of rain on Monday, but sunshine will work its way back into the forecast by Tuesday. As the fall season begins to make its way into Iowa City, I would suggest to switch to those iced coffees to nice warm lattes and t-shirts to light jackets. Thanks, guys. That's all I have for you here. Back to you at the desk.
And for tonight's Spotlight story, I caught up with the owners of Brown Bottle, a family-owned Iowa City restaurant downtown. I found out how the business is keeping customers coming through the doors since 1974. For Jim Landau, business is all in the family.
As Mom got older and the kids started taking over the restaurants, then the wives and all of us kids started making our own recipes to add to her menu.
So why he's ran his parents' Italian restaurant in downtown Iowa City since 1988.
I started washing dishes when I was 14.
Along with his wife, Gina.
Food is still exactly the same as when I was serving it when I was in college.
Who says the secret to their success is keeping the food consistent.
Cannot change the marinara sauce, the meat sauce, the lasagna, any of those things like that. Those have to stay exactly the same. That's a family recipe, family tradition.
And consistency of their famous lasagna is what they say has kept customers coming back for 40 years.
It's delicious. Tasty. The ingredients are fresh.
Which is something their daughter Maddie has witnessed firsthand.
I would love to see the restaurant continue on. I don't want to have it go to some other person. I want to keep it in the family.
A legacy type thing, Mom and Dad worked hard in the 70s to put these things together and make them work and grow the business, and then to keep it going for them is what we would like to keep doing.
Much longer than 40 years under the Landau name.
Great story, Michelle. Now we'll toss it over to our own Daily Iowan TV sports studio where Kimmy Checks is standing by. Kimmy?
Thanks, Hannah. Tonight we take a look at the changes taking place in the Iowa Spirit Squad, and the women's golfer is making top ranks. For Daily Iowan TV Sports, I'm Kimmy Checks. Several new faces are on this year's Spirit Squad, but you won't quite see as many men on the sideline. Daily Iowan TV's own Laura Belunda has a story on the changes the Spirit Squad is being forced to make.
The University of Iowa cheerleaders are best known for their high-flying co-ed stunts seen on the sidelines at all of the Hawkeye sporting events. The team traditionally has 12 spots for females and 12 spots for males, but this year the amount of guys didn't quite add up. With 9 total guys and 5 of those being new, it has been a challenge to get them warmed up to the program.
We have a lot of new kids, so the whole getting new skills is a work in progress.
As the fresh faces of the squad continue to grow in skill, the veterans of the team have played a role in welcoming and helping to prepare them for the long season ahead.
I'd say the hardest part is probably figuring out how to help them know what they're doing, because you can't really be right next to them the whole game and like telling them every single thing they have to do. You kind of have to give them the necessary helpful hints, but for the most part they've done a really good job of picking up things quickly, which is nice.
I think the biggest challenge yet has been with all the new people learning how to stunt and learning how to just adjust, because we have to be very versatile in what we do, and with all the new people it's a learning process and it takes time.
And with time, the necessary skills will come. But while joining the Iowa cheerleading team as a male can be difficult, freshman Wade Rollins is meshing quite well and looks forward to the remainder of the long season.
As far as like the stunting and stuff, I feel like I've been coming a long ways from where I was at when I first tried out. Just having a practice every single day, 4 to 6, really your skills just improve nice and fast.
Laura Belanda, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
You can catch all those new faces on the sideline this Saturday for the home football game against Iowa State. One Iowa hoopster received some good news from head coach Fran McCaffrey. Senior guard Kyle Denning was told after 3 seasons as a walk-on that he'll be on scholarship for his senior season. Taylor Brooks has the story.
Hard work, dedication, and a good attitude. Those are the words that teammates use to describe senior guard Kyle Denning, and it's those 3 words that led the former walk-on to his scholarship for his senior season.
I have to take on a different role than some other players. Other players come in looking to play right away as a freshman, and I have to come in knowing my role and what I have to do to make the team better. And that was one of the aspects of it. I have to cheer my teammates on the bench, push them in practice, push them in the weight room. I also have to better myself as I do that too.
Denning might not see a lot of action on the court, but it's behind the scenes where he plays a significant role.
His role improves our team. At the same time, his attitude is phenomenal. But he's a very mature young man. He's also a guy that, you know, I always say this about him. He was a high school shortstop. He's a high school quarterback. He's a high school point guard. So he's brilliant when it comes to understanding the game.
But it's Denning's time on the team that is most valuable.
You know, he's been through it all. Mentally, he's focused. Last year, I was in the scout team with him a couple of times, and it was really fun because, I mean, he knew all the plays. First time Coach Sproul told us, I mean, we had to ask him, like, what the play was. Or I mean, it was cool because it was like he knew all the plays.
And as for Denning's reaction?
I was just really thankful and happy, and it goes back to 3 years ago when he gave me the opportunity to even come here and play. So I was just thankful for everything he's done for me.
Taylor Brooks, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Iowa basketball team returns to action November 2nd, while they'll be taking on the Northwood University. The women's golf team is preparing to hit the course after announcing their competitive 2014-2015 schedule. And Daily Iowan's Taylor Mathis discovers a season secret weapon. Taylor?
Patience, discipline, and of course, confidence. These are the qualities that an exceptional golfer must possess. And the Hawkeyes' new freshman phenom, Anna Kim, embodies these traits as she constantly drives for perfection. Kim's combination of accuracy off the tee and never giving up put her on the top 100 junior golf scoreboard and part of Oklahoma's Union High School 4-time state championship golf team. So how did the Hawkeyes snag this top prospect?
Menzel really influenced the decision. I really liked her. She was very personal. It wasn't just like recruiting an athlete. She was very inviting.
With Anna's biggest goal of the season being to play her best in every tournament, head coach Megan Menzel and assistant coach Todd Selters are ready to help her step up to the challenge.
I was really drawn to Anna. She's got a great demeanor on the golf course. She's got great composure. She walks with her head up and, you know, shoulders back, and she's a real fighter. Everyone that we talked to about her said, you know, she just was willing to kind of put the time and the effort in. And
as the team tees off their season next week in Michigan, Anna and her teammates will make their home course debut here at Finkbine in October. This is Taylor Mathis with Daily Iowan TV.
The team will kick off their season this Saturday in East Lansing, Michigan for the 2-day Mary Fossum Invitational. But before we toss it back to the news desk, be sure to tune in to tomorrow's program where we'll have the pregame needs for this Saturday's heated matchup, Iowa-Iowa State game. Hannah, Michelle, back to you at the desk.
Make sure to check out Thursday's edition of the Daily Iowan. Find out why President Sally Mason wants a 3-year bachelor degree program.
And learn how the University of Iowa and Iowa State University are teaming up for a biofuel energy project.
Well, that's all we have for tonight's show. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to catch Daily Iowa TV at 9 p.m. Thursday night, and follow us on Twitter.
And stay up to date with campus news at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.